الله يا من لا إله خيره يا من يجيئني دواما خيره يا الله يا من لا إله خيره يا من يجيئني دواما خيره صل وسلم سرمدا يا رحمن.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to your favorite show, The Obama Show, and welcome to the season 4 of this show. First of all, I would like to say Happy New Year to all of our followers and to send my best wishes to all of you where you are. May this new year be a year of blessing, a year of happiness, and may we share all the blessings with our families and friends. So I have the honor today to welcome on our show a great teacher who is going to undoubtedly inspire all of you. So before anything, let's have the biography.
Born in the village of Tasset Serre, Mamadou Pouye went to school in Babak Serre. After 6 years in Babak and passing his certificate in Entrée en Sixième, he went back to his family in Thiès. He went to college Saint-Gabriel for middle school and high school. After his baccalaureate, he went to UCAD, Cheikh Anta Diop University, to study English. After obtaining his DEA, he went to École Normale Supérieure for a 2-year teacher training. Upon completing his training, he went to teach in Sédhiou, Lycée Ibou Diallo. At the end of his first year in Casamance, he obtained a Fulbright scholarship to go study linguistics and TESOL at Northern Arizona University. At the end of the program, he came back to Senegal and continued teaching at Lycée Ibou Diallo. In 2000, he started teaching at Lycée Blaise Diagne in Dakar. While there, he also taught at AFI Business School in Yala Soren. He also taught at Suffolk University Dakar campus. After 4 years at Blaise Diagne, he returned to the US, taught Taekwondo for 2 years before going back to the classrooms. He started teaching language at Kate School, a boarding high school in the area of Santa Barbara, California.
Thank you very much for this biography. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you.
All right, so a few words to our viewers before we start the show.
Good morning and Happy New Year to everyone. I'm really delighted today to be in the show with my big good friend, my Fulani friend, my Fulani friend, Mr. Seydou C, who serve as my chudo, as they say,
Sure.
today. And I'm happy and delighted to be here and answer your questions about the show.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Many people, they know you through this picture I'm going to share on the screen. Myself is what I know you, and someone told me a lot about you. So I said, well, this guy, I have to invite him.
That's right.
So what can you comment?
This is a great picture. I went to visit my great friend. We were classmates in high school, Saint Gabriel, and he became the bishop of Thiès. And when I went to visit him a few years ago, we took a picture in my murid, outfit, and him in his, priest outfit. So, and then it was published, very well,
People share it
and
all
posted,
around
and it was shared, just to see it inspired the peace and love that exists in our communities in Senegal, as Senegal should be a role model, an example to the world, where today hatred and rejection or non-inclusion is rampant. So Senegal should be a great example. If I look at the picture like that, is what I think about.
Okay, as someone who has taught English in Senegal for so many years, what is your impression of our educational system today?
Yeah, our educational system as a whole, I would say it's a good one. It could be better. But if I compare, our teachers or intellectuals from Senegal who are in other intellectual venues like in the US or abroad, I'm really proud of our educational system, even though we need to improve it. And focus more on training people to be global citizens, to be trained in life skills where um, they can be they can operate anywhere else in the world. For example, have all the skills that they need in computer science or in other fields, of knowledge. And I think this is very, very important. But right now, we're seeing more and more. We're losing more and more of that, even though we're having new technology where there should be. I think the government should focus more on education than anything else. All the countries that develop themselves, they focus on education first. But now you're seeing the teachers are not given, the right, consideration they deserve in our society.
Definitely.
And also in the system, And I think this should change for us to have a better educational system and also to have better citizens.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. You've served in our education system, and you achieved so many things in life, mashallah. What is today your biggest achievement that you're really proud of, and why?
Okay, as far as education is concerned, I would say that when I was here teaching English, the way I, galvanize or encourage the kids to join something like the English club and be interested in the English language, and also in their career, English played an important role. For example, many of them, and I think that is something I was really proud of here, as giving my part to training or to forming our youth. As far as another I would consider in the U.S. is, I worked in a school before coming there. The language department, mainly, I teach French right now there, and then the French section was dying. They almost closed the French department. Right. But when I came after a few years, the French department was revived and rehabilitated, and now we have a lot of students in the French department. And since then, we've been really consistent in having big numbers in French, differently from in the past. That thing I was really, really proud of. And also recently being appointed the head of the language department, because I really love languages. Right. I speak several languages, European, really? And several from here. So, and I was appointed the head of the language department at Kate School. It is a boarding school in California, okay. right next to Santa Barbara. Okay. And it is a very, very competitive school where we have kids from China, from South Korea, from almost around the world. And this makes it really something unique, where you have people coming from all over the world and being able to teach in that environment. Okay. Yeah.
It's true that teachers are playing or should play a key role to our community today.
That's
and
right.
You are one of them. So what are you doing to, let's say, motivate and inspire kids in your hometown?
Okay. The most important thing is that they believe in themselves, to make them believe in themselves, to let them know that nothing is impossible being here or being anywhere else in the world. You should have this self-esteem and self-reliance, and use all the tools you have, and be able also to motivate yourself. Sometimes I give them, like, as an example, when I was in high school living here, there was no electricity. I would study with candles. Nevertheless, I would have good grades, better than those. Some of them even had the electricity. Some kids, you would see them go to the public light to study in those days. And I think this is really important, so they know that the path we took to get here was really a hard one. I would walk from here to San Gabriel every day go there, come back
Really
at
far.
noon, come back at noon, go back in the afternoon, come back in the
Those
evening,
who live in
every
Children, the
day
wildfire.
for 7 years. And I think being really resilient in your approach, I think it is very, very important for a young person to be able to achieve, what they
Do you
want.
have any project for Senegal today?
For now, there was something I was thinking about, because I live in a community, which is an educational community, to motivate them and to try to see how we can help, because in the Santa Barbara area, it's a kind of affluent, area. It would be great, because I've been talking to my kids and they're thinking about it, as they came from Senegal, they went there, they studied there, so they see the conditions here, and probably we're thinking of putting into place a project where would be able to help kids here and assist them. Even we could assist them online or talk to them online. There is something I used to do for my student over there, and I will communicate with teachers here, so we can have some kind of, I don't know, training or some kind of cooperation, where it would be through online now with technology. We can have Zoom, we can have WhatsApp, and there's one time where I had a lesson talking about the griot, and I have a friend who's now an English teacher and who is a griot. He's Alfuseni Kuyate. You probably know him. He plays the kora,
Kuyate.
and he knows really the history of the griot.
So he may be a good guy.
So we talked to him directly with my student.
Okay.
The student asking him questions, and he was answering.
Wow.
And also with his class too, when his student were talking to my students. But I wanted that day to be in English, so they were asking questions in English and answering in English. And I think things like that. Not right now. I don't have something set, stone. But in the future, this is some of the project I would like to do
Alright,
to
may
help
Allah
things
guide
out.
your
Inshallah.
steps. Before we tackle the second part of the show, which is about your life in the United States, I have one more question,
Yeah.
which is, what is your best memory as a teacher?
Wow. Yeah, this is interesting. My best memory as a teacher was when I went to the baccalaureate. I think it was 2003 or 4. I was doing the oral exam. In the past, some teachers, they just make you read the text and then you answer. I never did that. I never go into read, because this is reading comprehension. That's not,
That's not reading
that's an oral test.
That's oral.
Yeah, I said this is oral test, not reading comprehension. Reader test, ask questions. So what I do, I would put them into groups where they would work together and come up with a skit or come up with a poem or come up with a song, whatever they can do to express themselves in English. And that year it went so good that you could hear the noise from
Wow.
afar.
Guys, take note.
You could hear the noise from afar. And then the kids were so happy. And there was a woman who was selling, some donuts, and get a chaff, downstairs. And when I came, said, I don't know what you did with these kids, but may Allah accept their prayers, because they were praying for you.
Mashallah.
Because when I come, usually when teachers come, the students are really nervous.
Sure, they are.
And then
Even those who are good at English, they are.
yeah, they're nervous.
They feel nervous.
And then you have to break that nervousness. So what I do is just I joke with them, if there's some Fulani here, some Jola here, I'll just joke so they can relax.
Sure.
I tell them, relax. This is not something, to make you nervous. This is something
This
for you
is
to express yourself in English.
This is a great memory.
you know,
This is-
and then because it goes very, very fast, because it's one by one. I just take a group.
and you make
Yeah,
the
I
work
remember
of the
this
project.
one I did in Boer. I said I almost cried that day. The student did a skit on HIV/AIDS. Man, they did so well. The doctor, the patient, everything was so perfect. I said I should have brought a camera here and filmed those guys.
You have to immortalize
no,
those
if you
moments.
try that, you will see that the students are not as bad as some teachers think, but they can express themselves if that nervousness is not into them. If you break down this nervousness, they will be ready to do great things.
I think it's time to tackle the second part
All
of
right.
the show. But there's one question I really want to ask you, because I know if I don't ask it,
Okay.
during our feedback, we do this feedback.
Yeah,
with our
okay.
students during the
Right.
show, and I'm sure they will ask me this. Why didn't you ask this question? So I'm going to ask this question.
Okay.
What do you say today to teachers of English in Senegal to improve themselves?
Okay, I think they should be open-minded, and they should try new things. You know, a language teacher should be creative, try things, you know, and learn about other people, learn about, you know, go to Seidu's class, sit down and, you know, learn from what Seidu's doing, and ask Seidu, what do you do if you have time, you know, at a block where Seidu's teaching and you're not teaching, you go and sit in Seidu's class, you know, take notes, and then Seidu, you can go to Mr. Fal's class, you know, and take some notes, and then you could put together things you have, and then you learn from, you know, your other colleagues learn from you, and not also to just stick on this traditional, repetitive, you know, method that we are using in many schools.
Thank you very much for this piece of advice. So, we'll be back and as a Fulbrighter, you know, the importance of sharing your culture with other people, and mainly when you live in another country. So, do you consider yourself an ambassador of your culture, and how does it affect your daily behavior?
Yeah, definitely. On a daily, you know, basis, I make sure that all those values that I'm, you know, advocating are materialized, you know, day by day. People, even my neighbors, when I have Tabaski, I invite them, or when it's a Korite or something like that, I invite them to share a meal with us, to let them know that this is some kind of community that we live in, that you Americans or you, this community, should learn from us, because the importance of family, the importance of community. You know, this community, I grew up here where you have the Jola, the Serer and Fulani, and you have Christian, Muslim living together. And I think for me, this is an example for them to follow. And I'm, you know, really happy that this is very important for me.
I'm so proud of everything you have achieved so far, for not just for our country, but for the world, for, as we call, citizen of the world.
Yep.
And today, I know many people ask this question: when you live abroad and you have families here, you have talent, you have all it takes to serve your country.
Yeah.
Is it one of your plans to come back to Senegal? And
yeah, definitely. I think not in the near future, but, you know, sometime in the future, you know, I think I will come and, you know, serve my country if, you know, I can say the government allows it, because many people, when they want to return, it's so hard because the government doesn't make it easy for them to come back. Someone who comes, you know, a white European who comes here, it's easier for him to set up something than someone who is a Senegalese and want to come back. You know, the papers take long, you know, it makes you pay so many things, make you wait so long that you get discouraged, you want to go back. But, you know, if there are opportunities, or if there is some support from the government, and make it easy for us to come back, I think it could be a great thing for the government to start doing that, because a lot of people, they want to come back and do something here, but there's a lot of hurdles for them to start something at home. So,
okay, and what is your daily life like in the United States with this outfit?
Daily life is just like, you know, go to class, you know, spend time with my family, you know, take them to school, and just regular, you know, life. But every time people ask me about my clothing, but some people think that when you go to the U.S., that you need to adopt the U.S. culture. And I don't think there is a U.S. culture. There are U.S. cultures. Those who came from Europe, they didn't change their culture. They kept it and imposed it on those who were there. Those who came from China, they still have the Chinese, you know, Chinatown, all kind of things. Why we Africans? I think it's in the Africans. Why we, when we go there, have to change and adopt some European or Eurocentric culture. We can keep our own culture and live in the U.S. and prosper in the U.S. and do well in the U.S. and without, you know, changing, you know, who we are. And every day when I go out, people ask me, you know, oh, this is really nice. This is that. And people, even they don't remember my name, they know, oh, the African guy who works at the boarding school. I think I'm just make me really proud.
That
even my kids, one day my son went to a restaurant with his best friend, and then a couple came and said, hey, what's your name? He say, Babacar, I think you're from West Africa, Senegal. Babacar said, yes. How do you know I'm from Senegal?
Because
you know,
the dress
and I see how your dress is and how you behave. And this is very important.
Definitely.
And then it is good for also as parent in the USA to make our kids have this good behavior, this respect of the others. And I think that's what they saw in my son when they came and asked him.
That's it.
You must be from,
That's it.
Thank you very much. All right.
All right. What is your message to the world? Not just to teachers, not just to Senegal, not just to the ELT community, but to the world. What is your message?
I think my message is love and peace for this time, and understanding. Something like cultural understanding is very important. Even when you are a teacher, whoever you are, a regular citizen, you should learn from. Even if you are in Senegal and you are living in Casamance, you should learn the culture and use that to understand people better and to serve them better. What we're seeing in the world today is a lot of misunderstanding between people. People killing each other because there is something that they don't understand. So, and then the fear of the other. Approach the other, talk to the other. Have a conversation, constructive conversation, discuss with them about all kinds of issues. But our problem is that we know how to agree, but we don't know how to disagree in this world right now. If you believe in this, I believe in that. I would say, okay, what I believe is right, what you believe is wrong, and then start, slandering the other person. And I think this is wrong. We should go back to how our ancestors, built this world, and the importance of love and peace. Peace is very, very important. You cannot do anything without peace. And also, as an African, I would say, any African, wherever you are in the world, be proud to be who you are. If you're in Senegal, be proud of who you are. And I think it was in the first days when we were at the university, it was sad that a country of 95% Muslim, that you go to class with your Baila hat, people look at you as crazy, But we fought, the battle until now. You can see a lot of youth can proudly wear their Baila without being, bullied or whatever he said. And then also something I want to add, apart from that message, that whoever you are, be you, Fulani, Serer. In the recent, years, I've tried going back to my Serer roots, where I wear the Serer garb, made the woven cloth of the Serer garb into my, into my Muslim identity, using my traditional, culture and blending it with my Muslim identity. Because some people said, "Oh, culture doesn't rhyme with Islam." No, culture can perfectly blend in with the religion, with Islam. And I think this is very important. This is also the message that Shaman Bamba came with. It's the message that Alhaji Malik came with, to make people proud of who they are, and then practice their religion. And also use their African culture as an asset, not as something that should be a blockage for you to move forward. Right. I think that's very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well,
you're welcome.
It's a pleasure to have someone like you on the show to inspire not just teachers of English, but inspire generations, and to also say that even though we are speaking English and we are teaching a foreign language, we keep our values and our cultures through our behavior, our teaching, and our daily let's say, outfit. And this is really, really important for our youth to get inspiration from people like you. So, thank you very much for being on the show. So, guys, next time, all right, best time.
Okay, this is the